We are here with Ace Eley tonight, everyone. How's it going, man?
It's going good, good.
All right, so let's start off at the beginning. When did you start playing football?
Think first time I started playing football I was 6 years old. I think it was 6 years old. Um, I played for the Pikesville Wildcats in Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland. Yeah, that's where it all started at.
Yeah, and then what position did you kind of start off at going into high school?
Going into high school, I actually through middle school I played quarterback all middle school, and then going into high school, I came in, started playing quarterback, and then it wasn't too long before I started playing like outside linebacker and tight end, and that's when and I've been playing linebacker ever since, really.
And do you think having that football IQ as a quarterback kind of helped you, in terms of like play recognition as a linebacker?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Middle school, I didn't really know. I didn't really know too much at the quarterback position. I was, just back there trying to make something happen. But definitely, for sure, just the way you see the game and the way you think and process during the game, I think it definitely helped.
Yeah, and then obviously you started out at Maryland. What made you choose Maryland? I know you had a couple of, other offers from like Ohio State and some of those kind of other schools, but was it just mostly a hometown decision? Like, tell me about that.
Yeah, kinda. It was it just felt it was home. It felt comfortable. The staff at that time, they really welcomed me in. I felt real at home with them. And then coming into class, we had a real close class. It was a lot of people from back home stayed home, so we were trying to do the UMD movement, stay home, and it was good. It just felt like home, really. So they always say go with the heart, and my heart was staying home. So.
Yeah, and then did that allow kind of your family to kind of come more games than they would have, if they would have been somewhere else?
Yeah, for sure. My mom, she came to about every game while I was at Maryland. Definitely the home games is good to, play in front of your family and friends that you've been playing in front of all your life and stuff. So definitely, it was definitely way more easier for them to come see me play.
Yeah, and then speaking of your mom, I noticed that on your profile said that she was a doctor. Does
Hmm.
she kind of push you in terms of like the academic sense?
Definitely. She always pushed me in the classroom and stuff, even when I never really liked the classroom too much. But she always pushed me to always do my best in everything, even things that I don't like. I appreciate her for that, because now that work ethic carries over into life and everything, and just putting your best foot forward in everything that you do.
Yeah, and then you earned your degree. Tell me a little bit more about like what you majored in, that kind of.
I majored in family science. It's kind of like the study of families and counseling and stuff. I like being around people and I like working with people. So going to college and learning about more how the dynamic of family, how a family works, and how different people work, it was good for me.
Yeah, and then you're working on your graduate degree right now, right?
Nah, not right now. At Georgia Tech, I was still taking undergrad classes, and I'm not in any classes right now.
Gotcha. And then tell me a little bit more about like the student aspect of being, a student athlete. Like, what did your schedule kind of look like as you were playing football in both schools?
It's a rigorous schedule being a student athlete. You have, your classes. Either you have your, morning classes or morning practice, and then you're probably hustling after your last class to get ready for practice. After that, you got your homework and stuff. You got your lifting schedule, your study hall. So it was day by day. You just going from class. So it's 6 to 6 really. So you wake up. You might have your 6 a.m. workouts. After that, you go to your classes. Um, have meetings after that or so, and then you're done around. You have your study hall and stuff. So you probably get back home around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. So then you do it all over again, really.
Yeah. And then in all your college career, like what would you say is one game that kind of encapsulates who you are as a player?
That's tough. Said one game. Uh, oof. I would say I would have to go recently this season. I would say just the maybe the Pitt game, the versus University of Pittsburgh game. Um, yeah, Pittsburgh game was a good game for us. I feel like that just showed not only just me but the resiliency of our defense, our team. We were underdogs that game, and we all came together, and we played the game. Just everybody did their job and made plays that they were supposed to make, and it was a good thing to see everybody come together and work towards one common goal, and which was to get the win that night, and which we did.
Yeah, I was watching highlights before our interview tonight, and the first like 2 minutes from that Pitt game, something I noticed a lot was the forced fumbles. Tell me a little bit about that aspect of your game.
Yeah, it's something that I work on. I worked on countless times this off season. Before that, is just punching the ball out, the art, just punching the ball out of, and it's just getting the ball. The key is to get the ball back to your offense. So just coming up with ways to make that happen. Interceptions and stuff, but punching the ball out is a real skill that you have to work at and stuff that I feel like I got pretty good at, that I continue to work on, and it's just attempts. Is so every forced fumble you seen me make my tape. You probably before that you probably see is you got to take shots at it. You got to take shots at the ball. So every practice, every game, I just try to take shots at the ball. You have to train your mind and stuff to when you see opportunities to take a shot at punching the ball, because you're not gonna get everyone, and it doesn't come by as often or so. But you might try 20 attempts to punch out, and then on that 21st one you get it. But before those 20 attempts, if you don't get it, you don't know which one is going to be to pop it out. So just taking shots, really, I say that's the biggest thing, or to just take your shot on the ball.
Yeah. And then who would you say is the toughest, like, kind of offense? I know you got against some stacked offenses, Justin Fields on Ohio State,
Yeah.
Stetson Bennett and the Bulldogs. Who would you say is the toughest offense you've had to go up against?
The toughest offense I had to go up against. Well, yeah, I didn't play a lot of offenses. That 2019 Ohio State Justin Fields, they were definitely loaded. They had some guys on the offense for sure. Ole Miss this year with their tempo, they were pretty good. Florida State was loaded this year. Those are the three that I can think of off the top of my head. Um, you know, uh, Ole Miss with their tempo, they really hurt you with that. It's just they go so fast. And then Florida State, they were loaded at every position from offensive line, quarterbacks, running back, receivers. So they had a pretty good. They were real good on offense this year. So I would have to say those three.
Yeah. And then, do you like to play, more coverage, or do you like to pass rush better?
Pass rush. I think I like to more be a dropper in zone. Just so I can see things that you can. I feel like I have more chance to make a play on the ball there. Um, pass rushing is still you get home, you can definitely make a play there. But I feel like I'm more comfortable, in the hooks and stuff and dropping in zone.
Yeah. And then, and is there any significance of your number? I know you don't see linebackers wearing 2 that often.
Uh, Two was uh significance of my number was really just my senior year of high school. I didn't get to play because of injury and stuff, and I wore number two that year, and I just wanted to wear number two this year just to kind of it was just a little personal, just personal little thing with me. I just wanted to that year. I felt like I was my senior year of high school. I felt like I was really on my way to on the takeoff or to take the next step of that senior year, and I really didn't get to showcase that. So this senior year, I wanted to wear the two and just be able to showcase my abilities and finally, finally show out in number two. Really.
Yeah, so you finally got your chance.
Yes, sir.
How do you think you did though?
Um, I think I did pretty well. Definitely, you never play a perfect season. There's definitely some plays that I left out there this year. Some things, some plays, some games I wish I had back for sure. But overall, I feel like it was a pretty good season for me. Still some things to clean up, but I think it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah. And then in terms of like guys in the pros, who are some of the guys that you're watching on tape currently? And is there anybody that you like kind of model your game after, try to take things from them?
I try to take a couple things from everybody. Darius Leonard or Shaquille Leonard now and stuff. He's just the way he punches the ball out. He start like I watched a lot of film studying him. Bobby Wagner, just his being technical in the box and the way he moves around in the box. Milano from the Bills and Tremaine Edmonds, they're both two good backers. They play well in every aspect of the game. Um, there's a lot of guys that I watch and just I watch. I try to watch a lot of backers in the league, almost every backer, just to see how they do things, and you can take a little something from everybody that you watch. So I just try to bits and pieces of them and add it to my game.
Yeah. And then which quarterback would you most like to pick off?
Uh, Quarterback I would most like to pick off.
Or sack or just, something like that, yeah.
Uh, I'll probably say. I'll probably say I don't know. That's a tough one. I want to pick them all off, but
The answer is usually Brady, but he's not in the league anymore, so
yeah, I would probably say maybe like Aaron Rodgers or something, just something like that. Just a legendary guy like that. Just to feel like I think that would be you would just be at that. It would be a time, and I'd be like, okay, I'm at the level that they are now. The level that you dream of and wish for as a kid, just to give that opportunity, and it would just be a moment of that. Realizing you are at this level now.
yeah, just kind of like, the guys that you watch while you were growing up, now you get to be, at the same level as them.
Definitely.
Yeah, and then let's talk a little bit about the NFLPA Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, how did the practices and stuff go for you that week?
The practices were good. It was just good to get out with those guys and compete, and it was good. The practices went well for me. I feel like I showcased a lot of my abilities and made some plays and stuff, and it was a good week.
Yeah. And then speaking of like, just general practice and stuff, I know that intelligence is a big part of playing linebacker, play recognition, trying to find your gaps, that sort of thing. How have you kind of worked, with your trainers or just whoever to improve that aspect of your game?
I feel like just the more football you watch, the more comfortable you come with it, and the more you see it, the more it just becomes reaction. So I try to watch a lot of film, still even while I'm training. Not in season, just watch games, just to see what you look for. See different things, just how it flows and stuff, and you learn something new every time you watch. You'll see something new every time you watch the film. So just watch a lot of film and watch a lot of film. Something I actually heard at the PA Bowl while we were in the meeting, they told us to um, watch the film until it talks to you. Like I feel like there's no one way to watch film or a set way how to do it. You just got to watch it, and it's going to speak to you the way it speaks to you. Just like you just got to watch it and put those games in, that repetition of just watching the game and watching how it flows.
Yeah. And then, speaking of the coaches, they have like tons of NFL experience. What were some of the things you were able to take away from some of those legends?
Um, just how to be a pro, how to conduct yourself, and how to you're moving from being a student athlete to a professional, and change happens quick. So just handling your business, getting in your playbooks, being on time early for meetings, just being a pro in everything you do, like the way you eat in the cafeteria, all the stuff, just living like a pro.
Yeah. And then were you able to kind of, adapt better to the defensive scheme just because it was, uh, a more, were you able to kind of adapt better to the defensive scheme just because they had, a plan set in place? Because I know it's hard for both sides of the ball to kind of adapt to a new system, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it wasn't that hard to adapt. The coaches did a great job with their installs and making it as simple as they could for us and break it down. But it wasn't that hard to adapt to the system. Just studying it and understanding the concept of it. It went well. It wasn't that hard. It was a smooth transition for the week. Just learning the playbook and stuff, and we were able to go out and play fast on that Saturday.
Yeah. And then what was just the overall experience like, just coming out to LA, playing in the Rose Bowl, stuff that wasn't on the football field?
It was a great experience. That was my first time in LA, so first time at the Rose Bowl, so it was a great experience for me just seeing there, being in that atmosphere, around those guys, and just being around people that's doing the same stuff that you're doing. We're all in the draft process, so making those good connections, and it was a great experience for me.
Yeah, and then speaking of the draft process, I know we already talked a little bit about Q Night, shout out, but,
Hmm.
have any of your former teammates kinda reached out to you and said like, "Hey, like, just, if you need anything help during the process, let me know." And what has that relationship, like, been with them?
It's been good. I talked to a couple of my former teammates just before even the draft process, just check in every now and then. Like I talked to Chance Campbell and stuff, and one of my high school teammates, Josh Pascal, is with the Lions and stuff. So just talking to those guys that went through this process before, and just they encourage me. Just got to keep working day by day to keep getting better, and be able to put on your best show come your pro day, and just like I said again, moving like a pro and being a pro. So.
Yeah. And then speaking of the pro day, what are some of the things you're trying to work on, so that you can kinda show out at your pro day?
Just everything really. I just want to put a good showing out. Want to test well, put up some good numbers. Just put the scouts on notice and stuff that good test, good film, and everything. So just hopefully I can find a home and somebody can pull the trigger.
Yeah. And then in terms of, like, your training right now, what are you doing currently with, like, your workout regimen? Are we going, like, every day? Like, what does your schedule look like right now?
We work out every day. Off days on Sunday, we work out 2 times a day. So one at 10, one at 2. So that's 6 days. You do that. Saturdays is a one session day. We just work out one time on Saturday. But Monday through Friday, we're going 2 times a day. And yeah.
Yeah, and then what is the diet looking like right now for you? Is it just chicken and rice all the time? Like, what are we talking?
No, I actually have I eat with Eat Clean. Eat Clean Phoenix. They have some great meals, great selection, great healthy options, that really there's no extra carbs, extra oils and stuff in there. They have some good options. So it's not just chicken and rice. They got some good meals and some good plans over there.
I would assume a lot of protein shakes too, right?
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
What's your favorite flavor of protein shake?
Probably the chocolate and peanut butter.
Oh. All right. And then when you're training, there's got to be some days, whether it be just an off day or you just like, don't want to, give it your all that day. How do you keep going? How do you keep it motivated? Maybe the body says no, stuff like that.
You just gotta, remember why you're doing it, and like you got to be fully into the process. So those days, I feel like those days where you don't, you're not feeling it, the body kind of aches, and it's just maybe not your day. I feel like those are the days you get better. Those are the days take the next step, and you add extra to your game, or you get stronger, get faster. Those are the days it happens. You definitely get the work in on those days you feel good, and everything's going good, the body's good. But the days that you're not feeling it, is a rough day. a little sore, I feel like those are the days that you get better. You actually you take a step better.
Yeah. And then what's something just in general in terms of your footwork you're still trying to work out?
In terms of the footwork,
In terms of the footwork, what is that looking like for you?
it's looking good. You know, just staying sharp in it, just moving in a dominant position. You know, as a linebacker, you know, we move downhill, sideways, backwards. So just being able to move fluidly through those movements and get in and out of breaks. So looking good through the training and stuff.
Yeah. And then what are some of the ways that you decompress after training, whether that be ice bath, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, ice baths, contrast, ice bath, hot tubs, cryotherapy, and just stretching and doing some at home yoga and stuff like that. So
Yeah. And then kind of in the same ball of that, what do you do like, for fun? Like what's a relaxing kind of thing for you when you're not training for the draft?
I like to just sit around, watch a movie, just chill out, watch a movie on TV, just on Netflix or something, and just I like watching movies just to wind down and probably end the night.
What are some of the things we've been watching lately?
What's the last one I watched? I didn't see probably almost everything on Netflix. It was just so. Sometimes I just let Netflix shuffle for me just randomly. So I can't even I can remember what's the last thing I watched really. I just like watching movies really. I seen Creed 3 the other day, so that was a pretty good movie. That was actually the last movie I watched.
Yeah, what are some of your favorite movies since you got to watch everything?
Yeah, favorite movies, I'll probably say Friday, um, Remember the Titans, Varsity Blues, um, what other movies? All About the Benjamins. Uh, yeah, those are just a couple off the top of my head.
Yeah. And then what would you say is your dream meal? Like
Dream meal,
ultimate cheat meal. Don't worry about the calories or anything. Like what would that be for you?
I'll probably say smothered turkey legs with like mac and cheese and some collard greens. Really.
Hey, that's fair right there. There you go.
Yeah.
And then what's something that you worked hard at but were unable to accomplish?
Something that I worked hard at that I was unable to accomplish. Um, do you talking about football or just anything?
Just anything in general.
Um, I have still have a off and on relationship with the piano right now. I
Oh,
I always wanted to learn how to play the piano, but every time I do, I kind of start and kind of like shy away from it for a while, then go back to it. So I probably say that.
yeah. And then we're just finishing out with some fun ones here. If anybody could play you in a movie, who would it be and why?
Who would it be? Who would play me in a movie? That's tough. Um, hmm. I would say Mike Epps just because he's goofy. I'm goofy. I like to joke, like to laugh. So yeah.
Yeah. And then what are some of the things you do with teammates to bond off the field?
Bond. Um, go out to eat. Go bowling. Um, things like that. Just anything. Just hang out. Shoot, get treatment and stuff together. Just really anything. Anything you do together, I feel like is bonding with your teammates.
Yeah. And then if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Any superpower. Um, probably say to read people's minds. Just so I can know what people are thinking sometimes, just being able to really know what people are thinking.
Yeah. Then finishing us off for today, we have our final question. What is something you've learned from playing football, coach, teammate, whoever, that you can apply to your life off the football field?
Just perseverance, really, perseverance and being resilient. I feel like football is the type of game that you're not gonna have. It's not. Every day is not going to be a good day, and at a point in time in your career, you're probably going to be in a position or a situation that you don't like, and you have to work through it, and you have to work through it and come out on top. And football is a pretty black and white, clear cut game. Is are you good enough or are you not? So, and if you're not, you got to find a way to work and get to that, get to the top, get to where you are good enough, and just put it in that work, that extra time. And it just takes so much. It takes so much. You got to fall in love with the process of it and just go through it. Because just like in college, you work for 8 months to play 12 games. So just the process and being consistent and reliable in it.
To be updated every time a new episode of the podcast drops, you can follow me at Football by Nico on Twitter. Thanks so much for listening.